Hi everyone, I'm back with another video. This is week 16 of the 52-week project. This topic is prime lenses. I was in the backyard the other day and took a picture of the rhododendron flower. After looking at all of Mim's photos on the forums, she had a bunch of really nice floral images, so it kind of inspired me to take this picture. So thank you, Mim. As you can see, I took a couple of other ones as well, but I kind of like the colors in this one, so this is what we went with. So I'm going to open up in Camera Raw. If it wants to open, there we go. We'll start off with a little boost in the contrast here. Turn that up just a little bit there. And this is a little bit bright for me. I'm just going to turn the highlights all the way down. I'll try that again. Turn the highlights all the way down. And raise up the shadow areas here. I'll probably leave some of them dark, but I'm going to go all the way up with that. And I'm going to raise my whites a bit, just to brighten the overall image of it. Back in here. And I'm going to raise the clarity up. You can see what that's doing. Raise it all the way up. It makes it a little too crunchy for me, but I'll raise it up a little bit. Maybe around here. That looks pretty nice. And now, usually the only two tabs that I mainly use in here is the basic tab and the HSL grayscale sliders. I'm going to go into the saturation tab, and since most of these colors lie in the purples, I'm going to raise that up. And I'm going to go pretty high with it. Now it looks a little bit too strong. It's very saturated, but it kind of filled in these white areas in here. Well, they were at the highlight areas, I should say. I don't want to lose that, so I'm going to the luminance tab, and I'm going to raise the purples and the luminance, so it brings some of that light back in there. And that looks pretty good right there. Hit the preview button so you can see what happened. And really made them pretty vivid. Alright, and I think that looks pretty good in here. It's not much more I need to do in Camera Raw, so I'm going to open the object up in Photoshop. Okay. And what I want to do here is put a little crop into the image, because there's a lot of extra space in here. I'm just going to crop the image a little bit. Hit C for the crop tool, and I'm just going to bring in the sides a little bit here, and maybe a little bit on the bottom. Just a little, and a little bit from the side here. And get rid of some of that white over there, not too distracting. And hit enter. And go to the move tool, hitting V, so I can get rid of that little outline there. And what I want to do now is fix this leaf over here, Looks like it was chewed up by some sort of insect. I'm going to go to the patch tool and making sure that content aware is on, and sample all layers, because we're not going to be able to work on a smart object. So I'm going to create a new layer. I have a shortcut bound to that, so change the name here to we'll call it clone, because it's going to be our clone layer. And zoom in on this section over here, and I'm just going to draw a rough outline around this, just like that. I'm going to move down, so I need a little area, and I'm just going to pull this into this area over here and allow content aware to do its thing. Let's see how that worked out. That looks pretty good. What we may need to do is fix some of these little veins in here, but it's really not going to be too noticeable. As I plan to put a little vignette around this to bring our attention to the flower itself. So I'm going to go to the clone stamp tool and making sure that I have the clone layer selected, and I'm going to hold the Alt key down and just sample a little area here by clicking, and just continue up to the other portion of the vein there, and the same here. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll grab anything else over here. Maybe I'll grab this little one right here and click there. And that didn't look like it did much of anything. Well, maybe I'll sample this here and bring that in there a little bit. The colors are a little bit off there. Maybe I'll just leave it. That should be alright. Yeah, I don't think that's too bad. Okay. We'll just do our vignette now. Hit F2 again, which is my shortcut for a new layer. You can hit the new layer icon down here, or go through your menu, the layer menu. Hit B for brush. Get a nice large brush here, and just start darkening in the corners, painting with black, mind you. I'm just going to darken the corners in a bit here. Fairly light opacity. And around this corner here too. Possibly went a little bit dark on this, but I'm just going to lower the opacity down of the layer. Let some of that stuff bleed through there. And that looks about good. And that's it. Pretty quick video this week, but I've been extremely busy with work, so I haven't had too much time. I think I'm a little behind on posting this video as well. So we're actually in week 17, which I should have up sometime this weekend. So, alright guys, thank you. I'm going to go to full screen here and zoom in a little bit, you can see. And you know, one thing I didn't do here, actually I'm going to do one more thing. I'll warm this image up a little bit. I'm going to see how a photo filter will work with this. And I think that works nice right there. Just warms the image up just a little bit. I think that worked perfect. Alright, zoom in and then we'll go back to full screen again. And there you go. It's a nice warm feel to the image. I thought it looked a little too blue. Alright guys, I'll see you next week.